Learning hybrid photography, one day at a time.
Become a smarter photographer every day at discovermirrorless.com.
It's free and phone and tablet friendly.
Hey, Dave, nice to meet you. What a terrific question. I just had a bit of an aha moment, as I like to say, on a real client job about wide-angle lenses. Take a look at this shot here. This is the Tootsie Roll, folks. This is the folks that own Tootsie Roll, Mr. and Mrs. Gordon, if they're watching. Hi, guys. How are you? This was shot inside their factory, and look at those vertical and horizontal stairs and pipes and bars in the back. Isn't that crazy? Yep. That was shot with a mirrorless camera using a partially a spherically corrected lens. This is the Lumix 7 to 14 millimeter. I know, isn't that wild? Set to around 12 millimeters that allowed me to even tilt that camera left and right, side to side, and keep things relatively smear free. Now, the funny part is the fisheye lens that we use a lot with the mirrorless system is an 8 millimeter fisheye, and it's distorted like crazy. So in this case, the wide lens that I am just drawn to for interior stuff is the 7 to 14. And I think, even unfortunately, it's a little dark, right? I think it's 4.45. I think an interior photographer could use this to build an entire business, because now you'll be able to shoot video as well as photo that doesn't need to be a whole lot of correction in Photoshop in order to fix, right, your perspective issues. Now, there are some other wides for the 4/3 mount that I am partial to, but for your instance, I'm not quite sure how well they're going to work. One that I'd like you to test out would be the Lumix 20 millimeter f1.7. That was a lens that gave me the aha moment a couple of years ago, because that fast of a lens and that wide of a lens allowed me to put it on a camera that was able to shoot ISO 2000. At the time, it was the Lumix GH2, and I could go outside downtown Chicago and I could shoot cityscapes with available light, no tripod, because I was shooting at f1.7, 30th of a second, at between ISO 1600 and 2500. And I got remarkable, wonderful shots, man. It was a game changer for me. There are other wide lenses that are in this category, but I don't have a whole lot of shutter time on them. I know that there's some third-party folks, Sigma Tamron, I think, are coming out with some wider ones. There also are some wide lenses that aren't so terrific. The 14 millimeter Lumix lens, you'll find out, will not hold up to interior work. It's just not crisp enough and sharp enough. So test them out. See if you can borrow or rent one of those cameras with that particular lens. And even though Panasonic doesn't want to admit it, there was a large influence by the Leica guys when making that 7 to 14. And one that's the other one that's wide. I'm sorry, I don't want this to sound like a Lumix commercial, because it's certainly not, but it just so happens that I have a lot of these lenses. The other wide lens, kind of wide lens that I just adore is the Lumix, which is actually, this one's branded Leica. 25 millimeter, it's either f1.8 or 1.4. It is sublime, brother. It's expensive, right? The 7 to 14 is over $1,000. The 25 millimeter Leica here that we're talking about is Lumix, right? It's sold by Lumix, but it's like a lens, and you can tell it's a Leica lens. The 20 millimeter isn't all that expensive. I think it's under $350. Try them out. See if you like them as much as I do, okay? Keep in touch. Thanks for joining us on Discover Mirrorless. Bye.
One day at a time.
Become a smarter photographer every day at discovermirrorless.com.
It's free and